can see, I'm wearing my. Hey y'all, what's going on? Good evening,
I
all,
love
and
that
welcome
shirt picture,
back.
by the
Thank you so much. Welcome
way.
to another episode of Before the 90 Days, the Tell All. This is our review on part two. I was just
Right.
telling Dustin I'm wearing my blue Power Ranger shirt today. I'm a big fan of the Power Rangers, and blue's my favorite color.
Yeah,
So yeah,
me
I
too.
wanted to wear this. Couple things I want you guys to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big red subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Be sure to give us a thumbs up on this button. Thumbs up on this video. Let us know you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let us know your thoughts on the couples that we're discussing on tonight.
Mhm.
And also, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTube streets. Make sure you also press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. I got my main man Dustin back to
Yes.
review these couples. Dustin, how you doing?
I'm doing better since I'm right next to my best friend as always. I love you very much, Jonathan.
Love you
And
too, Dustin.
thank you for the love and support.
You're very welcome. So we start out with Niles and Matilda, and we start out with Niles trying to threaten Adnan.
Yes.
It's so cringy, Dustin, and I can't take Niles seriously whatsoever. I
I
feel
can't take
like
it. I
yeah,
can't I
I
can't
feel like
I can't
he's
take it no
trying.
more.
I feel like during this tell-all, he's showing us who he really is and how he really presents himself in the world. And I personally feel as though he's trying to project something that he's really not. And it's like
Right.
I understand, he has his disability, he is autistic, and that's understandable. However, just be yourself. All you have to do is be yourself. And he's telling
Mhm.
Adnan that he's going to drop him, and it's like really odd, really Niles. Like you think that you can take Adnan on? Like I'm sure Adnan can snap Niles like a twig in less than
Right.
2.5 seconds, Niles. And
I'm pretty sure
I won't
I'm pretty sure that Agna can I'm pretty sure that Agna can do anything to Miles that he wanted to do. Uh,
anything that he
anything
feels is necessary.
he can do anything he wants to do. Jonathan, that's
Right,
just my opinion. I think we're on the same page with Miles and uh Matilda, and I don't want to see
right.
them back next season. I don't.
Me either.
TLC needs to take them off. Needs to take them off. HBO Max needs to take them off this TV because I don't want to see them back next season at all. This is a very cringy episode.
Very much so.
Just like last week was. I wasn't really impressed with the way the tell-all was last week, and I'm not
No.
impressed the way the tell-all this is this week either, because it's just proving it to me that we're seeing a different side of Miles that I did not see in this season. And like I told Jonathan, I am the way that I am on camera, the way I am on the backstage. So if you can't be yourself, then get off the TV. That's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
I can't get with Niles whatsoever. Robin says, I will take no Niles hate. Really, Robin? Well, Robin, buckle up, honey, okay? Because I don't see it for Niles. I don't know if I will ever see it for Niles.
Buckle up, Robin, because I'm right here
The,
with Jonathan. So
the
me
thing
and Jonathan are on the
is,
same page.
I like Niles during the season. I really did like Niles during the season. I thought he was a very sweet man. I thought his love for Matilda was real. I thought he was very genuine with Matilda. But I feel like during this tell all, he's trying to be something that he's not, and I just
Mm-mm.
cannot get with that whatsoever. I spent too many years of my own life in middle school and high school trying to be something I was not, and it did not work for me. And people can see right through it. People can see right through it, Robin. So I'm sorry that
Yes,
we have to disagree with Niles, but Niles is
and
showing his ass, and I can't get with it.
I fully disagree with Robin. I have to call that out tonight, Robin, because we're definitely not on the same page as me and Jonathan are. Then that's okay not to be on the same page, but I do have to call that out tonight because I'm physically I'm physically and emotionally done with Miles this whole season. This whole season, I did not see this side of him, but this tell-all has really got me on another level tonight. I can't handle another season with Miles. I do not want to see them back next season at all. Next week is going to be the final part, what the final tell all, and I can't wait. I can't wait to say I'm so glad uh to be doing the new show next week. We're gonna do a new show called 90 Day Fiance Last Resort, and I can't wait to start that show because I can't wait to see what these people are gonna be like.
That's going to be awesome. And Robin, if you could let us know, why is it that, you want to see no hate for Niles? And it's like, it's not hate coming from me. It's just I'm being real about my feelings towards him and what I am seeing. But let me know what you see in Niles that we are not. Maybe we're missing something that you're seeing. You have the wisdom, Miss Robin, Auntie Robin. You definitely got all the wisdom, honey. So let us know why it is that you are writing for Niles the way that you are, because the way that he is acting during this tell-all, I can't get with it, but Niles,
Sorry, I'm a little frustrated and agitated tonight.
it's okay, Dustin. It's completely fine. Some people will get you to that place, and it's human nature. But we talked to Niles's representative who steps in as his father during his wedding ceremony and the time that he is in Africa. And the first question that Sean asked him, of course, is the fact that Niles promised him that he would have Matilda over in America within 5 months. It's been 10 months since he has actually seen Matilda. And Sean asked him, do you think he's broken his promise? Well, I think that was, a question that didn't need to be asked, because we all could obviously see it's been 10 months and it's way past 5, and he has not gotten Matilda over to America. So
and he doesn't have the money to get him over here.
Right, exactly. And again, if that's your case, then just be real about it. It's okay if you don't have the money. I'm glad that Niles is saying that he's on his new job, that he's working for a company, or not working for a company, but he's working for the state, helping out those who are disabled in the state as well. And so I think that would be a good position for him. I think he would do very well in that position. But
I'm gonna say, I just want to say something else for a minute. I just want to say that Miles is not the honest person. We want him to be honest, but he's not honest. As sometimes, some things he's not honest about.
And speaking of Niles not being honest, Sean actually directly asked him, you seem to have an issue with the truth. And, do you understand? She asked him, are you aware of when you're not telling the truth or when you're not? And he, sort of kind of tries to, I won't say he's tried to blame it on his autism, but he said that his autism is a factor in the fact that, in social situations, he's not necessarily the most inept. And he's not necessarily on his P's and Q's when it comes to the truth. And it's just an excuse, and that's it. That's okay. I understand. Robin says down in the comment, not sure that I have all the wisdom, but I do have all of the years. Oh, well, hey, it is what it is, Robin. You know what I'm saying? But hey. Do your thing, Miss Robin. We love you and we support you. But yeah, this whole thing with Niles not being able to bring Matilda over, he said that excuse me, that he does want to get Matilda over to America sooner than later, but he doesn't have $7,000 just laying around to be able to get her over here for her visa. And it's, I think that's one of the reasons why Adnan was able to come to America so quickly, because him and Tiger Lily, they got some chicken, honey. They got some change. They got some money, honey. Okay. And so it's obvious that it takes money to be able to get through these visa situations in order to get your loved one over to the country that you're living in. And
do you think anybody's gonna help Miles to try to get the rest of the money, or you think he's gonna have to get it by himself?
I don't know that, Dustin, because if Niles treats people the way that he was treating these people on this tell-all, I would doubt that he will be able to get the help to get the money. I can completely understand why his parents won't give him the money, because first of all, they don't think that his relationship with Matilda is actually genuine. They feel like Matilda is a scammer, which I don't believe that at all. I do think that Matilda is genuinely in love with Niles, that she really does want to be with him. And that is just as sweet as it can be. Matilda is the sweetest person, one of the sweetest people on this show. And I love seeing her there. I just wish
Mm-hmm.
that she were with someone who was a little bit more responsible, because Niles, to
Yes.
me, even though he seems to have the best of intentions, his follow through is extremely weak.
Mm-hmm.
And like and as I was saying before we got to the tell all, like I
Mm-hmm.
want him to be able to get Matilda over here. I want to have the best
Yes.
of hope for Niles that he would be able to get Matilda over here, but I can't realistically expect for him to be able to do it. I can't expect for him to be able to do something that is so important, and that's just sad to say, but it's
Yes.
just so true. And
Right.
but once again, I do hope that he's able to get Matilda over here sooner than later, because
Mm-hmm.
right now, as of right now, it might be maybe another year before he gets Matilda over here. I don't
Well,
know how long it's going to take.
I don't think that if I think if it takes longer than another year, Jonathan, like if it takes longer than a process, I don't see her staying with him that for the long haul if she can't get over here. Uh, I think it's gonna
Mm.
tear the relationship apart because she hasn't seen him for over 10 months.
I do think that there is a chance that Matilda might get to her breaking point to where she's going to say enough is enough, Miles. You've promised me this, you've promised me that, and you haven't been able to follow through with I don't know if any promises that Niles has made to Matilda have
Nope.
actually been able to come to fruition.
Uh-uh.
Robin says down in the comments, I like him because he is unfiltered and earnest. I will say that he is unfiltered. I will agree with that. We got Lady Virgo in the chat. What's going
Hey
on,
there,
Lady
Virgo.
Virgo? Thank you so much for being here, boo. Thank you so much. We love you, girl. Lady Virgo says down in the comments, good evening, everyone. Good evening to Lady
Good
Virgo. But
evening.
I do think that Matilda might eventually get to that point to where she has to say, I can't depend on you for the things that you promised me, because you're not following through. And that's
And that's sad to
understandable.
me.
Everyone has their breaking point, and I'm
Mhm.
sure eventually Matilda will get to that breaking point. But I am hoping, fingers crossed, that Niles will have the opportunity to be able to get Matilda over here. Now, during Niles and Matilda's segment, Adnan is kind of pushing Niles's buttons. I will say that Adnan is sort of
Mhm.
kind of pushing everyone's buttons, and I don't. This doesn't make me dislike Adnan. This is just who Adnan is, and I think
Mhm.
Adnan is showing us who he really is as where Niles is kind of showing us what he wants us to believe that, or showing us who he wants us to believe that he is, which is just a farce. And once
But
again, I
see,
can't
but
get
see,
with that.
I expect to see the way that Arnold is because I've seen I seen the way that he is the whole season.
Exactly.
But Miles has I've seen a different side of Miles that I do not like at all, Jonathan. I like to see the truthfully the people the way they truthfully are, but I just don't I don't see that for Miles. But I see that with Arnold because I've seen it with him from episode one all the way until now. So he's actually being the way that he actually is in real life on TV. So I can give you on that one. Hmm.
Right. And Robin says down in the comments, happy MLK Day. Yes, happy MLK Day to everyone. I meant to say that at the beginning of the video, Robin. So thank you so much for reminding me of that. Yes, it is MLK
Hmm.
Day. It is also Inauguration
Yes,
Day,
Happy
but we
Martin Luther
do,
King. I do.
yes.
Happy Martin Luther King. I did forget about that, so I do apologize.
Right, but yes, Lady Virgo says down in the comments, I just love and adore you guys back JoJo and Dustin. We love you too, Lady Virgo. And once again, thank you so much for
Mhm.
being here. Thank you, Lady Virgo, so much for commenting on all of our videos. I really appreciate you being down there in the comments as well. Let's see, we got another comment down here in the chat. We got Smiling with
I
Aaron
see you
D. Hey,
there.
Aaron, thank you so much
Hello.
for being here. She's giving us hearts down in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, Aaron, and let us
Thank you
know
for
your
the
thoughts
hearts,
on the
Aaron.
couples of this season of Before the 90 Days as well. But Adnan is asking Niles, do you not support my marriage? Do you not support
Mhm.
what we're trying to do here? Do you not support our love? And Niles is getting to his breaking point himself, and he eventually leaves the set. He has to cool off for a bit. I don't know
Mhm.
how true and authentic that was. I don't know if he was just trying to make it seem as though he might snap and do
Mhm.
something to Adnan, which once again, Niles kind of did that during the end of this episode. But it's like
Right.
Niles, he's trying to be the macho man. He's got his chest all puffed out, and he's trying to be, a man's man. It's like, even if you're heterosexual, you can be yourself. You don't have to be
Yeah.
the most macho man in the room. But that's how some men are, and so it is what
Right.
it is. But Adnan is clearly not intimidated by any means,
No.
in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Adnan is not scared of
I
Niles, and
can't
I
believe
don't
that
really
the
think anyone is.
I can't. I was really surprised to see the cameraman have to step in. Had to try to separate Miles and Avna like that in the backstage. I would never expect that, but I'm never surprised. I'm usually never surprised, but this this tell has got me all the way surprised to see how
Right.
these people really do act. They
Yeah,
they
we,
we
we
never I never expected it in my time of this, but you never know about these people.
Yeah, Robin says down in the comments, I don't like Adnan because he is too confrontational. Adnan is very confrontational, and I will have to say I didn't like that either Robin,
Hmm.
because he is kind of showing his machismo. He is kind of showing that he is the man, and I do believe that that's somewhat of a part of his culture. But I
Yes.
think that's also a part of just who he is naturally. And he really does not have to do. He really does not have to do all the talking that he was doing, especially to the women on the panel, which I thought that
Yes.
really, he got a little bit disrespectful with some of the women on this panel, and he got
Hmm.
a little bit disrespectful with my main man Sonny. But we'll get to that in a little bit, because I didn't like the way Adnan came for my beautiful
I
eye
didn't
boy.
like it
Like,
either.
I did.
I didn't
I did
like it
not
either.
like that, but
Nope.
as you mentioned a little bit earlier before, Dustin, the security had to get in between Niles and Adnan, because Niles confronted Adnan after they had a little bit of a break and a little bit of a lunch. Niles, was upset with the fact that Adnan was confronting him in front of his father figure and also in front of Matilda. And he said, "Do you know what guys from the South do to men like you who do that to them?" And Adnan is like, "Don't bet on yourself." Those were literally his words. Don't bet on yourself. And those are very wise words, Niles. You might want to back on up before Adnan puts his hands on you. Robin says down in
Mm.
the comments, don't forget Niles admitted to masking. Yes, he did admit to masking, and that's literally all he is doing. Robin, he is literally masking through this entire segment, through this entire
Mm.
tell-all. He seems to be masking, and once again, like, I'm all for being who you are and sharing with the world who you truly are, and not trying to put up a front. And that's all masking is putting up a front. And I just can't personally respect that, because I can only
I
respect
don't
people
like
who
I don't
people
like
being who
it.
they really are.
I don't like that, Jonathan. I want people to be the way they are in real life. You know. So
Exactly.
I can't handle that kind of masking. I don't like the nope thanks.
Yeah, let's move on to Joe and Magda. So Magda did visit America. She did meet all of his family and his friends. And he said that they did a whole lot of things. They ate out. They played volleyball. They played pickleball. They did all the fun stuff. And this was one of the things that Joe said that he wanted Magda to do before he proposed to her. So of course, naturally, Sean's next question was, "Are you guys engaged?" And the answer was no. Now, I was surprised that Magda didn't have more of a reaction to the fact that she hasn't been proposed to yet, even though she actually told everyone that she wore a ring on her ring finger, so that men would not approach her. Now, I've actually never heard of people doing that before, but I
Neither
think
have
that's
I.
but I think that's because, if you don't want the attention, then you do things to make sure that the attention is not on you. But Magda
Right.
was very subdued during this tell-all.
Tell
It
all.
seems like she and Joe are in a great space, which I'm loving. I love that Joe has been so relaxed through this entire show. Joe is really not like these people on this show. Like, Joe is so
Joe
true
is
to
being
himself.
himself. Yeah,
Yes,
being yeah.
exactly. He's been so true to himself, and that is so attractive to me. And I just love
Mhm.
seeing Joe sitting on the couch just smiling this entire tell-all. It's like it's just so cute to me, Justin. It's just so cute to me, and
I knew you
it
would love
makes me
that,
just
Jonathan.
love him even more. And so Magda did say that she is going to stick it out with Joe, and Sean asked Magda, asked Joe actually how many times Magda has asked him to propose to her, and he said, well, she's done it quite a few times, and that that's not surprising to us. I'm sure she's not going to let that subject go until she actually has a ring on her finger. Magda, do your thing. Watching this tell all made me believe more in Joe and Magda's love. It doesn't make me completely believe in it. Like I still don't
Yeah.
see the connection as to why they are necessarily together. I
I
don't
do.
see why Joe wants to be with Magda. I don't get the draw for Joe when it comes to Magda. But if he sees it, as long as he sees it, that's really all that matters at the end of the
Mhm.
day. Robin says down in the comments, he masked as a coping mechanism for his autism. Yes, I do understand that, Robin. I completely understand that. But the thing is, a lot of people mask in general. And it's just one of those coping mechanisms for autistic people, yes. But a lot of people do it just in their daily lives. And some people feel as though they have to do it to maybe impress others. And I really do think that Niles is trying to impress America and make it seem as though he is a bigger man than he really is. And if you're not that dude, that's okay. No one's expecting you
Mhm.
to be more than you truly are. And it's
Correct.
okay if you're not the manliest of the manly man. It's
Mhm.
that's completely fine. People will accept you for who you are if you show them who you truly are.
Yes.
Robin also says down in the comments, I don't believe that Joe and Magda will marry. I don't believe that either, Robin.
I don't think so either,
I,
Robin.
I feel like Joe is just stringing Magda along for the ride. But the thing is, if that's the case, I don't understand why he would be doing it. So then
Right.
it forces me to believe that he really does want to be with her. But if you want to be with someone and if I really don't think Joe wants to be married. I really don't
I
think
don't
Joe
think.
wants to walk down the aisle, and that is okay. But you have to let Magna know that because she is fully expecting y'all to get married, and I don't think Joe wants that. Justin, do you think that Joe wants to get married? Because I really don't think he does.
No, I don't think it is either. I think he's being on the show so he can get. I hate to say the word money.
Hmm.
I don't think that he actually wants to be with her. I think that he's just wanting to be on the show for the money's part. But I just don't think that I don't see the relationship continuing on after this show is over with. Jonathan, I really don't. And I think that they're just being on the show and they're acting like they want to get married. But I don't think I think that she wants to get married. I know that
Right.
she wants to get married, but he does not want to. And there has to be two people in a relationship, just like a friendship. So it's like you know you have to be on the same page, Jonathan. But I don't think that he's on the same page as she is, and that's what I'm just trying to you know say about that part.
Yeah, Robin says down in the comment, oh, Auntie Robin has worn a ring, a diamond ring on the ring on that finger to fend off the men's. Girl, I understand the men. She's off. Yes, yes. Is I can understand why you would want to do that, Robin. If you don't want the men to come, holler, come swinging your way, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
That's a good way to fend them off. Now, I will say though that there are some men out there who really don't care if you got a ring on your finger. If they want it, they gonna try to get it. But hey, that's another story for another day. But I hope that Joe is in this relationship for the right reasons because I do think that Magda
I
does
just
really
don't.
love Joe. I do think that Joe really loves Magda as well. I just don't know where he wants this relationship to go. I
Uh,
think he might be just okay with where it is now, which, once again, if that's what you want, then that's okay. But you have to communicate that with your partner so that they
right.
are not just waiting in the clouds for you to propose. And I just, now that Magda has met his family and his friends, this was the thing that Joe said he was waiting on to propose to her, and he has yet to propose to her. So this just pretty much tells me I just don't think that Joe is going to propose. But once again, if that's what you don't want to do, let Magda know so that she can make the decision as to whether she wants to be with you or not. Make sure that your intentions are set and that your intentions are made clear so that everyone has their choice to as to whether they want to be with you or
As I
not.
say, you always have to be honest, Jonathan, and he's not being
Right.
honest with her, what he
Yeah, and
wants.
and I feel like
Hmm.
that's just very unfortunate. Let's move on to Brian and Ingrid. Dustin, I honestly just wanted to fast forward right on through Brian's segment. I think Brian might be my least favorite person. My
Me
least
too.
favorite person on this show. It's like I can't really put my finger
I don't
on
like
it.
Brian. I don't like
Right.
Brian.
He's
Hmm.
been pushing this narrative all along that these women are just using these men as an opportunity to get to America to live in the land of honey and milk and have all the riches and all the fame and all the glory and all this good stuff. It's like, okay, Brian, if that's your if that's been your experience as it pertains to women,
Uh,
then that is your experience, and that experience is valid. However, that is not the experience of every man who has fallen in love with someone from another country. There are some women
uh,
out here who just happen to fall in love with someone who's in another country and just want to be in love. It's not that their intentions
mm,
are just to come over to America so that they could have a better life. That's not
yeah.
every one of their intentions. Now, I'm sure that those are some of their intentions, but I don't think that those are the intentions of
Nope.
everyone. Now, Brian
Uh-uh.
did say that he did want to have sexual relations with Ingrid, but they did not have a condom. He said that they were driving past a pharmacy of some sort, and the pharmacy was obviously closed. But Ingrid had suggested that he go in and try to buy a condom anyways, and he said, that wasn't going to work. So he wanted to perform, go downstairs, or as SWV would say, go downtown on Ingrid, and apparently she pushed his head away and she didn't want to do that, and he didn't understand it. However, the other women on the panel had to let him know that is a very intimate thing, especially for a man to do that to a woman. Have fellatio. I think that word is safe for YouTube. To perform fellatio on a woman, that is a very intimate thing. And if Ingrid's not ready for that yet, Ingrid's just not ready. And I do have a feeling that Ingrid might not have been in this relationship for the right reasons. It seems like Ingrid might
I
have
had
just
that
wanted
feeling.
to be on the show.
I had that feeling from day one, Jonathan. I knew she wasn't going to be with him for the long haul. I knew that she was just going to be with him for the show. I don't think that she's. I don't think. Well, he made a lot of mistakes in this season,
He
and
did.
I don't think that he's hasn't changed. He hasn't changed the tell-all part. Actually, I don't like the way that he uh, presents himself at all. I don't like the way that he is being. I don't like Brian anyway, but
Me
that's
either.
nah, I don't like Brian because he puts people like me in a bad light, people in wheelchairs in a bad light. So it's just like it's aggravating because you don't because I don't really feel bad for him, but because it's really it's a hard thing for me uh, to say anything about Brian because it's just I don't really like him and stuff like that. So he just he's not my cup of tea, Jonathan. He's really not my cup of tea at all.
Hey,
He's
he's
really
not my
not.
cup of tea either, Dustin. Robin says down in the comments, Brian is a creep, period. You are right about that, Robin.
You
Brian
could say it.
is a
You
creep.
could say it, Robin.
And the thing is, when I see Brian smiling and laughing during the tell-on, I'm like, I see that he could actually be a good person. Like, I see how, someone might be attracted to him because he does have a beautiful smile and he has what seems like could be a great personality. But
Hmm.
it's that entitlement of thinking that he's entitled to certain things. He's entitled to a certain type of person to want to be with him and have to follow his rules. And I can't
Hmm.
get down with that at all. But
Yes.
however, Adnan does have his rules as well. But again, that's
Hmm.
Adnan's culture. Whereas I don't see what reason Brian would have to be so entitled to the things that he feels so entitled to. But
I don't.
it
I
is
don't.
what it.
I don't see one either. I don't see a reason for it, but that's okay.
Right. Brian also reveals that Ingrid told him that she had a boyfriend. And Ingrid did deny that later on. Now, she didn't deny it with any force, or she didn't really like come out and say, no, 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 I never said that. So I
Right.
have a feeling that Brian might have been telling the truth about what Ingrid said. So I feel a little bit, I feel a little bit more sympathetic with Brian's position as to why he might have broken up with Ingrid. I don't know if Ingrid was with him for the
Mm-hmm.
right reasons, which is love. Because if you're going to be with someone, I feel like love should be the main. It doesn't have to be the only reason, but it has to be the main reason why you want to be in a relationship with someone else. We also got to
Yes.
meet Brian's daughter, and you know, they brought up the fact that Brian tends to go for younger women, and his daughter is like, you know, y'all might as well get used to this because Brian ain't gonna, you know, be with someone who's of his age. And you know, if that's your thing,
Amen.
everyone has their preferences. You
Right.
know, there's this whole thing in the gay community, no fats, no femmes, and you know, yes, that is a bad thing. However, if I don't want to be with someone who is, let's say I don't want to be with a skinny person, someone who's like a stick figure. That's just my preference. It's just that I don't, you know, that's not going to, you know, make me want to be with someone. That's not going to make me want to gravitate towards someone. Mamir
Right.
says down in the comments, hey everyone, hey Mamir, thank you so much for
Amen.
being through. So glad you are with us, girl.
Yes.
But yeah, so I don't fault Brian for him wanting to be with someone
Mhm.
who's of a younger age, and apparently Ingrid
I don't either.
and his daughter are only like a year apart, which, you know, I think Brian's daughter, you know, she's just kind of accepted the fact of her father's dating experiences, and you know, she really can't do anything about it, which, you know, I can understand that. Robin also says down in the comments, what say you, which of them was slicker? I think Brian was slicker, but Ingrid is not innocent.
No.
I'll give you that much. Justin, do you think Ingrid or Brian was slicker?
Brian.
Me, yeah, same thing.
Brian.
Robin
But
also says that.
I don't think either one of them are innocent. They're definitely not innocent, either one of them. But yes, Brian was definitely more. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's for
Right.
sure.
Yeah. Robin also says that Ingrid is Brian's daughter's age. All right, girl. And so yeah, that's pretty much the most that I have to say about Brian. I'm gonna leave him where we left him, and that is on the show. Let's end
Yes.
here with Vea and Sunny. So
Thank you.
Sunny still seems to be of the thought that Vea will eventually convert to Muslim, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like I like Sunny, like I love you down, Sunny. I think you have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen on any man, woman, boy, or child. But they is just not going to convert, period, point blank. And I
Mhm.
feel like he must accept that. I understand why he doesn't want to let go of that possibility because of his religious beliefs. And he knows for sure because he is Muslim and you know he is dedicated to his Muslim identity.
Mhm.
I don't think Sunny will actually marry Vea until she unless she does convert to Muslim. And
Right.
with the fact that I don't think Vea is going to convert to Muslim, I don't see them getting married, which is a
I
great
think
thing.
the
I
relate.
just hope that Sunny doesn't waste too much more time on Vea because Vea did say that they broke up for a little bit of time. After she went back to America, she did go out on a date with someone. She said the date went no further. After the date, they went out, and you know nothing happened after that. No kissing, no relations, no nothing like that. And she did
Mhm.
it with the person who was dog sitting her dog while she was in South Africa. And also, Adnan confronted Sunny about having sex before marriage. And, you know, Sunny said, you know, in our religion, when we do things that are against our religion, we ask the higher power for forgiveness. And Adnan was just not having it. And as much as I love Adnan, I did not like the fact that he was not supportive of his Muslim brother. But,
Mhm.
and it also found it interesting that Adnan was not trying to convince Tiger Lily to convert to Muslim,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
so which makes me think like is that actually something that people have to do in the Muslim religion? Is actually convert? I don't know.
I don't. I
Is
don't. I
go
don't
ahead,
think you
Dustin.
have. I don't think if. I don't think. I don't think you have to physically do it. I think it's some. I think some people might require it, but you don't have to
Hmm.
physically do it. Hmm.
Right. I think there's a
Just
different.
like I think Sonny required. I think Sonny that's the part. That's a part of his, and he requires that, which is okay. But
Exactly.
she's definitely not going to do it. And like you
No.
said, Jonathan, I don't see them getting married physically on paper. No, I don't see them getting married physically at all because of that. And I think that he don't want to come out and say that, but I will on the show here. I don't think that he's going to get married um, all the way with her. And if she does decide to convert, which I don't think's ever going to happen, I don't think she's ever going to convert, and I don't think that he understands that. He's
Yeah.
trying to change her, and he's just trying to keep changing her, but they're not going. She's not going to do it. She's just not going to do it at all.
Right. And then Joe, Joe says to Vea, why don't you try with his father? Why don't you cover up your tattoos? And, why don't you try to dress a little bit more modestly around him so that you can do something for Sonny? Because Sonny is making a lot of sacrifices for Vea, and Vea does not seem to be making nearly as many sacrifices for Sonny. And Vea then
Right.
says, next time I will cover up a little bit more and I will do these things. It's like, where is this willingness coming from? Because during the season, you were dead set on not changing who you were, which I don't think covering up your tattoos is changing who you are. I think that's
Mhm.
just modifying your presentation to others to appease someone who you love, and that is okay if you feel like you have to do that for the moment. Because Sunny clearly loves Vea for who she is, and he accepts her with her tattoos and with all her flaws and all. Sunny is in love with Bea, like blindly in love with Bea. And that's beautiful to see. It's just that I don't think Bea truly appreciates the love that Sunny has for her. And I
Mm-mm.
don't believe that Bea is in love with Sunny the way that Sunny is in love with
I
Bea.
don't either. I don't
And
either.
there's nothing sadder to me than that when the love is not connecting, when the love is not on the same levels, because
Mm-hmm.
that means someone is going to be left out to dry eventually. And that's not
Yes.
fair to anyone. I want to say that again. That is not fair to anyone. But
Uh-uh.
I'm happy with the way that Sonny was able to speak up for himself. He was telling Adnan, "Why don't you let me finish the question? Why don't you let me answer your question, Adnan?" So I'm glad that Sonny did not back down from Adnan and did not back down from the conversation. He faced it head on, and that made me love Sonny even more. And so
Right.
yeah, it was it got a little cringy for me because sometimes I feel like Sonny doesn't speak up for himself in the best way, in the most confident way. I don't think Sonny is really confident in who he is and confident in what he
Mm-mm.
brings to the table and what he presents to the world. And I wish that
I
Sonny
don't
had
think
a
it.
little bit more
Mm-mm.
confidence in himself. What do you think, Dustin?
He don't have enough I mean, he doesn't. He needs more confidence in himself. He really does. But I don't think that you know. There's. I just don't think that. I think I think there needs to be a lot of changes in Sonny and Vea's whole relationship. Anyway, but I think they need time apart, and I think that they need time to process everything. But that's just me. That's just me in the
Right.
whole situation.
Exactly, exactly. So we will be doing our review for part three next week. I really don't understand why we have to have a part three because we were able to speak to every single one of the couples in parts one and two. So I don't know how much
Right.
more they're going to be able to reveal. There's going to be, I'm assuming, much more of a wrap up, more than anything else. But thank y'all so much for joining us once again. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, press the like button, leave a comment, press the notification bell, and make sure you share JoJo Speaks with everybody that you know. Dustin, why don't you go ahead and give us your social media contacts real quick?
My social media contacts is Dustin Butler, Facebook, and then my Instagram is Dustin Butler 700. And of course, I want to thank Jonathan and everybody being here for me as always, and thanks to everybody in the backstage. So thank you, Jennifer and Tyrone as well. Thank you, Jonathan, very much.
You're very welcome, Dustin. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_Speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is WilliamJonathanLee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee 07. That's $JONATHAN 07. Thank y'all once again for joining us for this review. Thank y'all for interacting with us in the comments. That is my favorite part of doing my shows, is interacting with you guys. It makes us really feel like family. So I love you all for watching. Make sure you guys join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. But until then, y'all have a wonderful week. Try to stay warm out there because it is cold outside that door. So make sure you bundle up so we don't get sick, y'all. I love you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Oh, no. We'll see you on Thursday for my live Hot Topics and Social Commentary chat. Love you guys for watching. Take care. Bye.
Love you.